Okay, so what I want to do now is to show you how to use the auto functions in Excel. There are 5 of them and they are extremely easy to use. They're the easiest of all the functions to set up in Excel, and they can be done with a click of one button. Okay, so what I have here is a list of values 10, 20, 30 up to 100, and this list is repeated exactly the same for all 5 of these columns. Okay, so in the first column we want to calculate a sum. We want to add up all the values. In the second one we want to calculate an average. Third one, a count. In other words, how many numbers there are, how many values there are. And then we want to calculate the maximum of these values and the minimum. Okay, so these can all be done using the auto functions. Now they are located in the Formulas tab, and on the function library group you'll find a button called Auto Sum. It's labeled Auto Sum. It's right at the beginning of the function library group. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. To add up this whole list of values, we're going to position our cursor in the cell directly below the list of values and then click on this drop-down button and select Sum. And there, Excel automatically inserts the function for us and automatically identifies the correct list. And if we just press enter, we can see the sum just like that. So there are 2 places that an auto function looks for a list of values to work with. One is above the cell which you have entered the formula into, and 2 is to the left of the cell. So for example, if we have selected this cell like we did to enter our formula, it will either look above the cell to find the list or to the left. So now, since there is nothing here to the left, it chose to work with the list of values above this cell. Alright, but I could just as easily have selected this cell and do an auto sum function as well. So let's click on this drop down and click sum, and what it does, it automatically selected the cells to the left of this current cell. So it always looks either above the cell or to the left. Okay, but this is not what I want to do, so I'm going to press escape to just cancel that, and let's move right along. So in the second column we wish to calculate the average of this list of values. So it is just as easy to insert an average. You just have to click this cell below the list of values and then choose the drop down button and click on average. Excel automatically inserts an average function which calculates the average, open parentheses, cell range, and a closing parentheses as well. And we can just hit enter to see that the average of this list of values is 55. Okay, so moving right along, the next column we want to count this list of values. That is, we want to count the number of values that is in this list. So that's just as easy to do. Select the cell below the list, go to the auto sum drop down and click on count numbers. Count numbers. Okay, so Excel inserts the count function and the correct cell range, and if you press enter, we can see that there are 10 values in this list. 10 up to 100, there are 10 values. Okay, so the last 2, very easy as well. Select the cell below the list, click on auto sum and select max, which will calculate the maximum value in this list. Excel automatically inserts the maximum function and the correct cell range as well. Pressing enter will show that the maximum value is 100, which is exactly what we would have expected. And finally, to calculate the minimum, select auto sum and choose min, and Excel inserts a min function to calculate the minimum value. And when we hit enter, we see that the minimum value in this list is 10. Alright, so those are fairly easy to use, and you can install them with just a click of one button, and they're really easy to work with. Of course, you can also enter these functions manually and choose the exact cell reference that you would like to use or cell range that you would like to use. You can use them on your own as well. You don't need to use them through the auto sum drop down list, but it just makes it so much easier.